It was a quiet night in Istanbul. The kind of night where everything feels still, but the heart races with memories. And in a private corner of her home, a woman sat alone, flipping through pages of a diary that had remained locked away for years. That woman was Demet Özdemir. And the pages? They weren't just words. They were raw emotions, unspoken truths, and silent confessions. Some of those pages were written during the most magical days of her life. Days filled with passion, tension, and a man who changed everything, Can Yaman. This is the story of what those pages truly revealed. Demet Özdemir and Can Yaman didn't just meet on a set. They collided like stars destined to burn brightly together. When Erkenci Kuş first aired in 2018, no one could have predicted the global phenomenon it would become. Viewers around the world were captivated, not just by the chemistry between the characters, but by the invisible sparks that danced between Demet and Can off-screen. At first, it was subtle. Glances held for a second too long. Laughter that lingered. Hands that brushed accidentally, but felt intentional. The fans saw it. The media speculated it. But the two actors? They denied it. Yet behind the cameras, things were different. According to those close to the production, there were nights when Demet would stay on set long after her scenes wrapped, just to watch Can film. And Can? He started arriving earlier than usual, always when Demet was scheduled for early scenes. Their connection was undeniable. And for a while, they tried to keep it professional. But love doesn't care about professionalism. It sneaks in. It grows in the silence between words. And slowly, the walls began to crumble. One of the diary entries, reportedly written during the final months of filming, reads, "I don't know how this happened. One moment we were just co-stars, and now, every moment I'm not near him feels incomplete. He challenges me. He infuriates me. But he sees me. And that scares me more than anything." These weren't just the thoughts of an actress. These were the words of a woman falling deeply in love, and not knowing what to do with it. But fame is a tricky thing. When a relationship is born under the spotlight, it doesn't get to grow in peace. The world watches. The rumors fly. The pressure builds. And Demet, who had always been fiercely private, found herself suffocating. Can Yaman, on the other hand, thrived in the chaos. He was bold, unapologetic, always one step ahead of the tabloids. His popularity exploded, especially in Italy and Latin America. He became a global sensation. Demet admired his strength. But she also feared it. In another emotional entry, she writes, "He walks into a room and everyone turns to look. He loves that. I, on the other hand, just want to disappear sometimes. I don't know if we're meant to walk the same path." As their careers soared, so did the distance between them. After Erkenci Kuş, Demet took on dramatic roles that allowed her to showcase her emotional depth. Can dove deeper into international projects. Schedules clashed. Time apart became the new norm. Still, they tried. Quiet dinners, secret getaways, late-night calls across time zones. But cracks began to show. Demet's diary reflects a growing sense of sadness. "He asked me today if I still loved him. I said yes, but I don't know if he heard it. I wish he would just hold my hand and promise we'll be okay. But he's already looking at the next flight, the next opportunity. I'm scared I'll be left behind." Eventually, they drifted apart. No official statements. No public fights. Just silence. And in that silence, fans were left wondering what really happened. Years passed. Demet was linked to other names. Can moved to Italy, embraced new projects, new people. But for fans who followed them from the beginning, the connection never truly faded. And then came the moment no one expected. A leak. Pages from what appeared to be Demet's personal journal began circulating online. Whether the leak was real or staged, no one knows for sure. But what was written felt raw. Authentic. and undeniably heartfelt. One passage struck fans like lightning. "I called him that night. I just wanted to hear his voice. I didn't expect anything. But when he picked up and said Demet, my heart broke all over again. Because I knew I was still in love with him." That single line sparked a storm. Within hours, social media exploded. Hashtag Demet Can trended globally. Fans dissected every word. Old interviews were rewatched. Photos reanalyzed. Could this mean there was still hope? Can Yaman, known for his silence on private matters, surprised everyone when he liked a fan post referencing the diary entry. No comment. No denial. Just a silent acknowledgement. And that was enough. Insiders claim the two recently reconnected, albeit quietly. No public appearances. No photos. Just whispered sightings and unconfirmed meetings. A source close to Demet revealed she never stopped caring about him. Even when they were apart, she defended him in private, kept tabs on his work, and celebrated his wins. If there's anyone she ever truly loved, it's Can. But is love enough? The world they live in is different now. Their careers have evolved. Their fame is larger than ever. But sometimes, all it takes is a memory. A diary. A phone call. And suddenly, everything changes. Whether they'll ever reunite publicly remains a mystery. But one thing is clear. Demet Özdemir's diary exposed more than just feelings. It revealed a love that was real. A love that was powerful. And a love that, despite time, distance, and silence, never fully disappeared. So when fans ask, did she ever truly love him? The answer, hidden in the ink of those pages, is simple. Yes. With all her heart. Because behind the fame, behind the scripted scenes, behind the red carpets and glowing headlines, there was a girl who fell in love. With a man who saw her for who she really was. And for a time, they had something that felt like destiny. And no matter where life takes them, those pages will always exist. A silent reminder that once, in the middle of chaos, two hearts beat for each other, quietly, fiercely, and truthfully. They laughed when the cameras were off. They spoke in glances when words were too risky. And even in the noise of fame, they found pockets of silence just for them, where it was safe to feel. Those diary pages are not just memories. They are living proof that something real happened, something deeper than a script, more fragile than fame, and more powerful than time. Each sentence carries the weight of emotions that were never spoken out loud. The love that couldn't survive the spotlight, but never died in the shadows. Maybe love doesn't always end with a perfect wedding or a storybook conclusion. Maybe real love ends with a letter you never send. A song you can't listen to anymore. A scent that still stops you in your tracks. Or maybe it doesn't end at all. Maybe it lives on, in the way she still smiles when someone says his name. In the way he pauses, ever so slightly, when someone asks about her. In the quiet moments they never share with the world, but replay in their hearts when no one's watching. Because some stories are too beautiful to be forgotten. Too honest to be erased. Too unfinished to be over. And maybe, just maybe, one day, when the timing is right, when the world is quieter and the past no longer hurts, they'll find each other again. Not as the stars the world wanted them to be, but as the people they truly are. Raw. Grown. Ready. And when that day comes, it won't start with fireworks or grand declarations. It will begin with a single page. A page that says, I never stopped loving you. A page that says, this time, we write our story our way. And that might just be the most beautiful love story of all.